Question number 5.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Health. What recent reports has he seen on the funding of hospitals in New Zealand?
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, I've seen reports which show that despite tight financial times, this government has increased funding for health by an average of $500 million a year, and that health will again be top priority for more investment in the upcoming budget. I've also seen a report which showed that despite nearly doubling the health budget, more people thought the health system had gotten worse. The report noted, quote, "It is inconceivable that a government could spend so much money and make the system worse," unquote. Of course, this report was from the Dominion Post in 2007 and referred to the previous Labour government.
Supplementary question, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Not me.
Order.
Not me.
Order. Order.
No.
Order.
No.
Order. If some members want to get away early to clean up for reception tonight, they may well get the chance. Supplementary question.
Oh no, Mr. Speaker, I'm enjoying it. Thank you. Supplementary question to the Minister. Will he dismiss the concerns of the representative of senior doctors in our hospitals who said last week that staff shortages and underfunding are putting hospitals under intense pressure, and we now have a health system that is prone to erratic decision-making, heavy-handed management and gaga behaviour? If so, why?
Order. Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, of course I would completely reject that assessment from the union. That union increasingly looks like a branch of the Labour Party, and that statement certainly confirms it.
Supplementary question. The doctors, yes.
Order. Supplementary question, Honourable Annette King.
With DHBs like Waikato having 61 nursing vacancies and 18 senior doctor vacancies, and Southern DHB having 58 nursing vacancies and 12 senior doctor vacancies, leading to staffing shortages and pressure on existing staff, should staff publicly state their concern and distress over safe working conditions and stressful staff levels, or are they just being union activists?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I think it's perfectly legitimate for staff to use the appropriate processes if they've got any concern with respect to patient safety. What I would have to say is, if it is correct that there are 61 nurse vacancies in the Waikato, it would be nice if the member also said that there's actually 2,000 nurses employed by the Waikato DHB, and 61 certainly sounds more like 3%. Which is certainly nowhere near the big shock horror story that member would like to portray.
Supplementary question, Honourable Annette King.
Is he aware there has been an increase of 18% in older New Zealanders alone turning up to emergency departments over the last 4 years, and this is now leading to huge staff pressure, staff burnout, low staff morale and concern at patient safety? If so, is this just union members talking?
Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, quite the opposite. I think the service is providing, this health service is providing better care for older people when they present to the emergency department, faster and better than it's ever been, and quite different to when that member was a minister in a government where old people languished in trolleys on corridors under bright fluorescent lights for days on end.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, they're getting difficulty even getting in there now. Supplementary question.
Honourable Annette
Is he aware some DHBs are now implementing service reductions, particularly in home care, driven by budgetary constraints, so they can meet the pressure in hospitals? For example, Capital and Coast DHB, where OIA information shows on average there's been a 37% reduction of service to people requiring home care over the last 3 years.
Honourable Tony Ryall.
Mr. Speaker, more money than ever is being invested in home care services right across New Zealand. The government has more money put in there. I think last year's budget put more money in for home care services as well. There's been a very significant investment.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. I'm sure you heard my question.
I did hear your question.
And it was not about the rest of New Zealand.
I heard the question. I've now got to decide what the truth. The question effectively was, is he aware of increasing pressure, home care, etc., because of financial pressure? The Minister answered that by saying there was more money being devoted. The question has been addressed. If the member has a further supplementary, we'll listen to it. I'm sure the member would. Question number 6, Mike Sabin.
Thank you, sir. My question to the Minister of Police. What steps is the